Alrighty, this is the third episode, I guess. That'd be the third episode. I don't know what order I'm going to post these or when I'm going to edit them and when they're going to come out, but this is the third recording session, and I'm with my new guests. If you know me, you probably heard me talk about them a lot, probably way too much, but why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Angel Lewis Montalvo Jr., a.k.a. Amir Hamza,
A.K.A. Dad.
a.k.a. Nana, a.k.a. Dad especially.
Yeah. Now we're out in the patio of Abuela's place. Very hot and moist day.
Yeah.
I'd say
definitely.
so.
Definitely.
Just came back from Walmart with all this Corona stuff happening. What's your take on all this and how you think it's gonna end? Because this Corona stuff's it's either getting worse or better, and I'm not really sure which way.
I think it's going to end with the victor of the situation pinning the situation. So it's either one country or the next. But really, it's just I think it's an economic war, and we're just casualties of it.
Yeah, I'd say for sure because God forbid, people are dying and getting sick, and it's a mess. People are genuinely at risk for their health, but people are also at risk economically.
Yeah,
where it's like,
and that's the funny part, because if you go get tested and find out you have this ailment, and then there's nothing for me to give you.
Yeah,
I verify that you're sick. Now go sit somewhere by yourself for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And, we'll go from there. If you're not dead, come back and speak to me. If you are, we'll bury you.
Yeah,
so
there is no real solution to
there's
this.
There's no
if we're
answer.
talking health-wise.
No, the initial problem has no initial answer or solution. But what you could do dealing with the economics, you're putting a strain on average people.
Yeah.
In the beginning, to the point where now middle class are feeling this because now they're home, and the companies that they're getting paid from are not getting this money no more from the government, or the stimulus didn't go that far.
It really didn't. I mean, $1,200 isn't that much money. In the
You live, depending on where you live. I mean, here in South Florida, average rent is $1,500 to $1,800 a month.
Yeah.
So what's 12?
Yeah, it's nothing really in the grand scheme of things.
And then they, I think how this president is just, he's taking the slow walk. So he's saying, okay, well, if you put your finger in the hole in the dam, it'll ease up.
Yeah.
So now there's no more fingers. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, I'm hungry. I have a friend of mine. He hadn't picked up a paycheck in 2 months.
Yeah.
So literally, even if they open tomorrow, he still have to wait 2 weeks to get a 1 week's check.
Yeah.
And then FP&L and all these other companies, the water and insurance are still knocking on the door. So what is that 1 week's check plus the rent or the mortgage? Like, what are you saying? So you just press pause on, what's the better word? You press pause on the condition in which you're going to be in after I press play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You slowed down the process.
Yeah.
So I didn't pay rent in 2 months. That still doesn't mean I'm not going to get evicted.
Yeah,
it's just you just put pause on that. And when you reopen, it's everything back in order. So now it's an economic problem.
It's more economic
than anything,
for sure.
Than anything,
we've been alive as a species for who knows how long.
And this is not the first time this has happened.
Exactly.
And it's not going to be the last.
No.
So I honestly think this is just an economic war between sets of people.
It feels like it. We're just pawns right now in this game. And we're getting played, I feel like, for sure.
So like we were talking about last night, the what's his name from Amazon.
Jeff Bezos.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna be a trillionaire by 2026.
Yeah.
And look at the condition of the people now, and you're still making money.
Yeah. And
You know,
everyone else
and
is
salute.
scavenging.
But there's
Yeah.
people, you know what I'm saying, that who don't, they're in line at 5 in the morning just to get there, maybe by, as the lines move, maybe you're in the one of the most unlucky people. You're in the spot where the food runs out,
Yeah.
and you've been there since 5 in the morning. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's a genuine struggle that people have to deal with.
So, and now you have to drive back where you just came from
Yeah.
with the gas that you spent, the little money that you do have to get back to your home to not have nothing to eat.
Yeah. It drives people to do things.
That's
These
where we
conditions.
are.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't get fixed, you know, the violence is coming. It's internal now. It's in the house. People are
domestic-
arguing with each other.
Domestic
and
violence is at
we
all-time
don't
high
have-
right now.
You know, we don't have no money. We don't have this. The children, leave me alone. You know, everyone's on their toes. So if it continues, it's gonna the door's gonna get kicked open, and it's gonna lead out in the street.
I can see that happening.
It's gonna lead. Then you're gonna see, you know, vandalism, and you're gonna see people stealing just to make a meal. And then that's just gonna be. I think that's just gonna be just instinctive. Like, I have to eat, and then if I have people that rely on me behind me, they have to eat.
Even
By
more
default,
weight.
they're hungry.
Yeah.
So
I think if we had more of the European French mentality of like something's wrong, let's all take to the streets and just overthrow
let's
the
get it.
streets.
Yeah, I agree. That's revolution that's into evolution. Like, it's got to change. So let's bum rush the White House, or let's bum rush the Capitol. Let's go check out the monarch.
Yeah.
Let's go get to the people, because if 3 million people at the same time, like in Mecca, when they pray, and you know, you hear 3 million people say Ameen,
Yeah.
the vibration is
It's ridiculous.
every piece of hair is standing up. So you put the same momentum in changing something, and you have 3 million people at your door screaming, "Get out!"
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I think
It-
times like these are prime for capitalizing
Yeah.
on revolution movements.
But this is the only country that really, behind the scene, kills these movements.
Yeah.
You know, so the only thing I could say, I could say across seas in other countries, is that they're fighting them directly in front of the camera.
Yeah.
The government, and then the rebels are fighting them direct.
Yeah.
There is no in between.
No.
So it's either you're with them or you're with us. Here it's more or less, we're with you while I'm tying your shoes and you're not looking.
Yeah.
Then I send you off to run, and oh my God, how did that? And I'm assisting you with your poison and antidote at the same time. So
Yeah. It's all ill politics.
that's all it is. And I've seen more honorable people on the street
Yeah.
than on CNN and Fox and that White House. You know, and I'm not just talking about this ridiculous nutcase, but just the politics, the people behind him, the doctors who are conveying, well, this is what you need to do, and we're sheep. You know, because if they told us something as ridiculous as put on a blue hat and 3 pairs of shoes and some sunglasses, and if they told you that enough, you'd walk around like that.
Everybody walk around like that. Yeah.
You know, not knowing that, you know, this is an age of information.
Do you think people like that because of fear or just ignorance or what?
I think it's partly fear, and then I think it's no one wants to do the work.
People are they don't want to. They want to
You
deep
know.
dive and look at things for what they
So
are.
why would I have to, you know, learn something when he could tell me?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the fallacy when it comes to politicians, where no one really knows what policies are. It's
and-
just
Because in reality, I selected you to represent me.
right.
And then the elections and the nominations and how the whole campaign works. It's just high school class president shit. You know what I'm saying? It's
all the
just
same.
promise you free pizza every Friday.
Every Friday.
And
Water fountain's gonna have soda now. All
yeah,
that kind
you
of
know,
stuff, yeah.
and it's gonna be a massage chair in the bathroom. You know, you
Yeah.
can use it once a week, but it's no difference.
Yeah,
It's just the level of it. You know, it's more severe
it's more grandiose.
because, like in the school, the principal can't make these decisions
Mhm.
because there's a superintendent,
Right,
and then there's a superintendent with a board of people that he has to discuss with.
right. It's all just
You get what I'm saying?
a different level of the same.
It's the same
mentality,
system
yeah.
because the same people that build schools build prisons. So
Yeah.
it's the same and paid for and bought by the same people.
Same money, same everything. It's just exchanging the same hands,
That's all.
same paper.
That's all. So I don't buy into none of this shit. I just know my reality is what it is. I have to touch, taste, hear, smell, and feel it.
Right.
And if you're telling me that this boogeyman went from the drug dealers, the cartel, to the gangs on the street, then to the terrorists across the water who hate us because we don't hate them for some reason, and now it's disease.
Yeah. It's
But
just
the feel of it is the economics.
the weight behind it all.
Yeah. So
It's scary.
I think it was an economic war brought on by biological weapons. Like these, there's a patent on this coronavirus.
That's something
So
I've found so confusing. When you told me that, I was like, "What? How do you patent?
yeah,
I'm gonna put a patent on penguins now.
yeah.
On mine.
Apparently,
Yeah.
apparently you can if you go on the right day. So
Yes. So
and so that just tells me that this is from the '60s. So if you knew this and you handled this,
yeah.
you came across this, then obviously it's not something natural.
You feel it's been made.
You know, it's something that is put together.
You feel it's been developed.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And it's too much money and politics involved for things not to be that way. Because you know you're arresting top biologists in Harvard
Yeah.
who just the past year was dealing with Wuhan and
Yeah.
getting $50,000 a month from the Chinese government. And his assistants, Chinese assistants, are actually Chinese military. You know, so the dots are too close for you not to connect them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
So you feel like the virus has been employed by a government entity to
yeah,
wage
or
economic war?
corporate. Like, yeah, it sounds like some movie
It really-
Resident Evil shit, but
does.
it's
That's what it looks like. You go to Walmart, you go to these
but it's not.
super centers. It seems like that's where we're coming to right
It's
now.
not far from that.
Umbrella corporation type shit.
Yeah, it sounds. Even when you say it, you're gonna hold back. Like, hold on, man. I played this video game. I watched
Yeah.
this movie, and it's legitimate. It's like they benefit from it.
We've been here before.
Yeah, this
Whether
is
we
not.
realize it or not, we've been here
This is
before.
not. This is not new. There's this, you know, but the phrase "there's nothing new under the sun."
Yeah.
It's all been done. You know what I'm saying? It's just who's doing it now. You know.
It's crazy. But I did want to touch upon. You mentioned schools even in your time. How old are you?
I'm 42.
42. So how was it growing up? Because you spent time both in northern school system
Yeah.
and Florida school system.
It's completely different, and I honestly think it has a lot to do with your parents and the school system.
Hmm. How would you describe your experience up north?
Up north, it was more of a. It's weird because up north is more of a neighborhood
Right.
as opposed to a tribe.
Really? Go
Yeah.
more in depth into that, because I know you described me how you grew up in Philadelphia. It was like everyone on the block knew each other. Everyone went to school
Yeah.
with each other. If you saw someone,
It was a
parents, you were, like,
neighborhood.
respectful towards them because they could whoop your ass if
Oh,
they
yeah.
needed to.
Yeah.
Type thing. It was a big community.
It was because you most of the time because it was a neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Like a cul-de-sac.
a tight. It was a tight. It was like if you go to any big city, everything's just grids.
Right.
There's one-way streets.
No
and-
U-turns,
And there's
yeah.
no U-turns, so everything is cross streets, and so the neighborhoods are small and tight.
Mm.
You know, and they're designed, you know, that way. But But everyone knew each other because when you grew up, when you came to somebody's house, you had to be introduced to their parents, and their parents had to be like, all right, kind of dig them, kind of don't.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't find that out until he came back out. Your friend came out the house.
Right.
So, but then you acknowledged, Miss Sir, hey, ma'am, senora, everything was tight like that. And then it was a neighborhood.
Right.
It was a neighborhood.
It was more communal, and the way people dealt with each other.
Yeah, it was this, and the things that happened in the neighborhood spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
It didn't take. So you knew if something happened to somebody, and did you hear about such and such? Yeah, I was telling. Da, 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 da. And so everyone's interconnected somehow, and it's a tight neighborhood. It's a tight neighborhood, and if you say something crazy, you can get your ass whooped
By the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, you're gonna. And if you said the wrong thing to the wrong people,
right,
you was getting your ass whooped. And I mean by the children that your peers and adults included. And then when you got home, you got another one. So.
Now, how'd that compare to in Florida? Because you were in Broward as well, right?
Yeah.
You were living in Florida.
Yeah.
So it was Cayuga City?
Cayuga City, yes.
City.
Pompano, yes, sir. And I didn't. Here it was more. It was tribal, but not the complete concept.
Tribal in the sense of like you're mine, so we stay
yeah.
close
So
to
we're
each
gonna
other.
be but the depth of it, the structure of it wasn't there. The principles were there.
Okay.
Like you, me, I'm you. We good. I got you. So.
Right.
But the principles were it wasn't set up that way where like you had a chief and these are the healers and you could metaphorically explain that to people in where you live, but it wasn't that.
Right.
Because people were really hush hush.
They were just trying to get their own.
And nobody wasn't talking about their problems.
Right.
As opposed to, so that's why I said it was principles of a tribe. He's from here. That's me, you.
Yeah.
Somebody else come, we got to go get him.
Yeah.
But as a tribe in a whole, in the construct of it, no, it was more of a get it yourself type.
Yeah, it was more keep to yourself, and if you need something, if you're mine, then I'll look out for you type thing.
And
right?
then your family business is in the house.
In the house, I don't go nowhere else.
They don't go nowhere. They don't go to your friend and
I don't go to the neighbor and
none of that. And everybody somehow was an unwritten law. So to everybody was all right.
Right.
And even if they weren't, that's just what it is. That's their all right.
Yeah, and you don't say nothing.
You don't say nothing.
And
So
you stick your nose in.
But so between the two, you pull principle and out of both sides. You do.
So how was it growing up? Because you went back and forth between Philly and Florida with Abuela and Abuelo.
It was
an experience.
Yeah, it was strange, and this is where I feel close to Tyreek with the transition,
Between going back and forth.
with his understanding. But his is a daily.
Right.
But I get the transition from him coming from your mom, his car to my car, and he would cry at one point, and then so I got that part because the transition between Wella's house and Abuelo's house,
Stark.
it's like two different planets.
Yeah.
And atmospheres and properties, and it's just this
Abuelo-
had oxygen, this had it didn't, so it was.
How would you describe Abuelo while he was bringing you up?
He wasn't affectionate, which I look at, and most men in his time weren't.
In his generation?
And his generation really weren't.
Because he was more of a provider than anything else, right?
That's all he was.
Yeah.
So as a man now, I respect him for it, but I don't want to say give him the credit because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to make him more nor less, but
You felt like there was a space that could have been filled somewhere.
yeah, it could have. I think it would have been a lot more, but he's really, his thing was work, and being honest, you know, drugs on the weekend, or sometimes during the week,
Right.
and music, playing music.
Playing
This is
music.
the only time he was at his happiest, when he was
One of those
making.
things.
Yeah, that was. I guess that was his.
That was just Phil.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
What about Abuela?
Abuela's house was never lacking love.
Right.
Never. I can't. On a good bad day, it was all the same. But there was no structure.
Mm.
You know, there was no structure. It was organized confusion.
Right. That was
Yeah, it was organized confusion, and things I did with her or how things went on in our house shouldn't apply to nobody.
right.
Now nobody grown, let alone children.
Children.
And me and your aunts, we talk about it periodically. Sometimes we get emotional, sometimes we get angry, but
Yeah.
you know, we vent to each other in the different avenues we had to walk down with this
To
beautiful
resolve this
with this beautiful bruja, because she's that. And you know, and then as you don't recognize the struggling as a child when everyone is struggling
with you.
with you. So it's just
Same.
like, this is our daily.
New normal.
You know, so,
Yeah.
and then I go from here, from Abuela's, and go to Abuelo's house, where he's financially sound.
Mm-hmm.
And he's nice big house, and,
Yeah.
and but there's no love there.
Right.
So it was like living in a museum.
Couldn't touch nothing. Couldn't
It
do
was just
nothing.
cold and just look at things.
Yeah.
You know, there was no communication. There was no, so but her Abuela's love was a force. Like it was like some Jedi Star
Yeah.
Wars. This was the force. So I was like, here it is. I'm in Philadelphia, and Abuela's here in Florida, and she was with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can explain. She was with me, so I didn't feel the weight of all of it. Of like,
What was happening?
what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know, and it was just back and forth. And then I remember for a time, I stayed with Theo Chan, God bless him. Stayed with him for a while, so it was just floating.
It's back. Yeah.
Yeah, it was floating. So there was no stability.
Right.
It was just like, what we're gonna do now.
Let's just keep moving.
Yeah, it was. If I could put a label on it, it was nomadic.
Your childhood.
Yeah, it was nomadic.
When
Yeah.
would you say you finally got to a point where you could like be on your own and stuff like that, or operate on yourself for yourself?
About 15.
15. Where were you that time?
Wella's house.
Wella's house,
Yeah, we
Florida?
had a big fight and got into it. So I was staying with Titi and Johnny and
Titi Booba.
no Titi.
Titi Mamita.
No, Titi Carmen. You know,
Okay.
that's your godmother.
Okay.
Yeah, and stay with her. She's my other mother.
Okay.
I love her deeply. So it was just friction.
Right.
You know, it was just, my father, Abuelo, threw me out of his house.
Yeah. You told me. Tell that story
Yeah.
again.
I haven't seen your grandmother in probably 5 years, 4 or 5 years. I'm living with him.
Right.
And for some reason, I couldn't go see Wella.
Won't
Every
let you-
summer, on his part.
Right.
No, you can't go yet. You got to stay. Da, 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 da. So finally, I was going to Rochester to see her brother.
Mm.
So Ma said, well, come meet me
Rochester.
in Rochester. Spend the summer with me. Mind you, I haven't touched my mother in about 5 years.
Yeah.
Physically. And,
It was that long. That's crazy.
yeah.
I didn't know.
And this is pre-FaceTime, and
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
right.
So it was like either you seen somebody or you did it.
You're right. How old were you?
I left Ma's house at 9, and then I stayed with him until about 12, I was about to say about 14.
Wow. So that was a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Just out Abuelos in Philly.
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't see her in that whole time.
Yeah.
So he goes, I stay, and then here come the end of the summer, I call him, call the house, and say, all right, well, mom's leaving, going back to Florida, so you coming to get me? So his wife, he was in Puerto Rico, so his wife said, no, well, he'll be back in 2 weeks. Call back in 2 weeks. I tell her, well, she's all right, well, I'll chill for another 2 weeks.
Right.
So then the 2 weeks come, I call, he picks up, and he tells me that that I'm not coming back. Right. And for some reason it wouldn't register.
That you weren't allowed back?
Yeah, it wouldn't register because I had at that point I had made life plans.
Over there.
Yeah, I was wrestling. I was getting ready to get into scholastic, wrestling with real people, and I had coaches come and
because wrestling was a big part of your childhood, right?
Yeah, big. That's what kept me from, I believe, like getting into real problems
early on.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and with all
that's
the drama
what kept
happening
me.
around.
And that was the one thing with the friends that I had up there, because they all had older brothers, and they were already into dealing drugs and robbing and stuff like that. And so what helped us is sports. So,
stay out of it.
So Eric played sport. He played basketball. I wrestled. And some other played football. You know what I'm saying? Alicio played baseball. So, and we supported each other.
Right. As a collective.
You know what I'm saying? As just us. And it was cool. So when I'm like, all right, cool. So I have plans now to get a scholarship, wrestling. It was there. I'm in the paper every week, and and he would never come.
None of your games.
No, he came to one game, and if you go to Southwest Middle School, that record is still in that case, man.
The fastest pin.
Yeah. And I was like, it was like somebody put a piece of dynamite in my ass, and I was like, I got to get this out.
Yeah.
And when I seen him, he didn't even sit down. He was just standing by the door, and my coach looked. He said, "Is that your dad?" And my blood just, I was like, I have to wrestle now.
Yeah.
And he was like, what do you mean? I said, I have to because I don't know if he's going to leave.
Right.
So I need him. I need you to put your shit right. And I told him, Coach Reinig, please just, and he did in the next match. And I went up to him. I said, thank you for coming. And he just kind of did this weird nod. I said, all right, I'm wrestling next. And he said, okay. So I ran back over there. I was just happy because I had somebody to support what I was doing.
At that time, yeah.
Because until then, it was just, I look in the stand, it was my friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we set up, blow the whistle, woo-woo, and I ran this bitch over like a dog and threw him into a 5-minute carry. By the time you knew it, he was in a cradle, and bop, it was over.
It was over.
And I remember when I stood up, I turned to look at him, like to let him, like this is what I do. I'm good at this shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, he didn't. He just walked out.
He left.
Yeah. Yeah, and that hurt. So we created like a disconnect
from that.
Yeah. So. But yeah. So then Coach Reinig, he was like, "Oh, you did it." He seen it, He seen it, so he was like, "Oh, you did great. You broke the record, and this shit is. What the fuck did you do?" It was bananas. But I look back and I knew what he was doing. He was trying to keep me whole. Right. So
to have something at least.
Yeah. To enjoy it. So he after that, then I didn't even ask him no more. I said, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah. Because your friends were there all sticking through, though. You said
they
stole a car to come to one of your matches, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I was like at another town. It was at a tournament, school board tournament.
Yeah, so it was districts pretty much. Yeah,
so we had to, and I'm like, man, I remember telling Abuelo that like 3-4 weeks in advance, like, look, you didn't have to pay for it because I was, and then my coach I kind of gave him a little bit. And remember, I'm coming from, you don't tell your business. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So even
Florida, yeah.
when the people are asking who could help you, can you,
You
I'm
don't
like,
say
nah,
nothing.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Everything's wrong with you, and my heart is ticking like, come on, man, get it,
Yeah.
So that was the conflict. That was the
Between the
conflict,
two.
you know.
Because it was a lot more
Yeah.
open and warm and supporting
Yeah.
in Philly compared to Florida was more hush hush.
Yeah.
Do what you can do. Don't ask no questions. Don't go to nobody type thing.
It was just be where you are, but the people who helped you, that's your people.
Right.
But you don't let this door open out there.
Right.
Get what I'm saying? So it was different. It was different. But anyway, so he tells me, yeah, you can't come back. And like I said, it wouldn't register. I was like, yeah, whatever. When are you coming? And he was like, no, you can't.
That's it.
And I'm like, what do you mean? And what I was like, she was sitting on the couch at Theo Satch's house, and he was like, she said, what's wrong? I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't.
One click.
Because all I kept thinking about was all that I'm trying to do. Like my goal was to end up at Syracuse University
Wrestling.
with a wrestling scholarship. So, and it was tangible because I was
He was doing it.
like maybe the third top in the state
Yeah.
at my age.
Philly is a wrestling state off
Yeah, Penn State is also another school, but I didn't want to go to Penn State.
You want to go to Syracuse?
I wanted to go to Syracuse.
Someone took you, right, to go see
Yeah,
Syracuse?
yeah, my sister.
Yeah.
My sister Lysandra. And it was over. It was like this is it. That's why when you came to school, it was just I don't know.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said it was emotional, and I was like, wow. And I kind of seen you from a distance, and you was just doing your thing.
Yeah.
You just walking, asking people, whatever the case, and so it was like, I did it.
Yeah.
I kind of stole it from me. Kind of stole it from me for a little bit, but yeah. So.
I think that's what we do though for each other. We live through each other.
Yeah, man. Because we're the same, and you want to find someone that you can generate positive energy off of, But then Abuelo was having war with his wife.
Yeah.
And we were the pieces that he played with. So maybe a couple of months, 6 months prior to that, Abuelo threw your Tita Yeti out the house for becoming pregnant.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Right? So then she loses the baby, due to malnutrition, scared to say, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, so his wife was like, well, he got to go.
Mm-hmm.
He got to go. Either he goes or I go.
Really?
So that was the initial. But I didn't hear that till me and your Titi JD had this conversation.
Right.
And he said the house is too small for two men.
Is that what he said verbatim?
That was what he said verbatim. That was his reason.
Jeez.
And I remember saying to him, like, well, who's in the house?
It didn't even click.
Like, it
what he was
didn't,
trying to
like,
say.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never felt that wounded
Yeah.
to this day. And I've gone through a whole heap of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that was just too much.
For no reason.
You know what I'm saying? And it's I don't, and to this day I still have a problem with it, but like how dare you? And then he told me one time, he said, when you get older, you have children, you'll understand. So when I had you, I was waiting for a resolution,
To what he had did.
and it fucking went the opposite way. You get what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
understood him less, and I told him that. I said, I don't get you.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I was literally, from the time I was 15, waiting to have a child to say, you was right. And no,
Never came.
it never happened. That train never showed up. So it was like, then I felt good about how I felt, because I'm like, then I wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
And
saying?
how you felt.
I wasn't wrong, and I don't understand this part of you being who you are, and I
Right.
don't want to know it. And don't tell me because I was a child and you grown with children. I have children,
Yeah.
and I'm grown, so I still don't
There's
understand.
no excuses.
You get what I mean? So
Right.
I wasn't giving him room, and even though in reality he never put me through the things or the things I've heard and saw with your grandmother.
Right. In comparison.
And compare, it's like a zoo and the jungle.
Yeah. Jungle being at Wella's house.
Yeah, it was like at his house. It was like you're safe from these beasts
Right.
who are beating on the glass to get out. And at Wella's house, we're in the jungle with the beasts.
Yeah.
But you learn how to make them sit. Like I was telling you yesterday, you learn how to make them sit. And you maneuver around scenarios and situations, and you learn peoples and the precedences of what they are and what's driving them, and
Right.
why they doing these things, and
What pushes them.
yeah, so you learn people.
Right.
You learn your environment. You like, oh, this is a dope head, man.
Mm.
He ain't Dennis. This is a dope head.
Yeah.
Dennis is sitting somewhere underneath all that.
Yeah.
So then you become humble.
You understand what could happen or what is
Yeah.
the
So
situation.
then you
what
don't
isn't.
point fingers and be like, I'm better than you because I don't smoke dope.
Right.
No, you'd be like, hey man,
It's what it is.
yes,
That's your thing.
yeah, I get you. I have a phrase, some people call that life.
Right.
So whatever, you can't put yourself above nobody. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what it might be. Because if you're not humble when you don't have shit,
That's a problem.
so what's gonna
Yeah.
happen when you have shit?
Yeah, that's a problem.
You get what I'm saying? You're gonna. That's just like, yeah. Don't give them nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that part I appreciated with her. I learned life with her.
Lessons and jewels.
Yeah. To this day, she just gave them to me at the wrong time.
Real heavy.
Yeah, it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I appreciated it because wherever I went or in my life, I was able to maintain
Hold it on to it.
and
Yeah.
and maneuver around a situation.
So going back to you being on your own. When did you have your first place and stuff like that? You got situated.
I
and
was
stuff like that.
16.
You were working for Uncle Larry?
Yeah, matter of fact, I was working for his cousin, Elliot.
Elliot. I think you told me he still does pools, right?
Yeah. And Abuela was his secretary.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I started doing little prep work, learning the little pool thing and whatnot. And then Elliot told me, he said, well, I'm going to let you work with my big cousin. Because he's Pop is the oldest.
Yeah.
And he said he has a ton of work, so he needs it. I said, okay. So I go there, and I met your mom.
Around the same time.
Around the same time.
The mall, right?
Yeah. It was 92.
92. She was like, what, 18?
Yeah, she was 18. Yeah, because I lied about.
She told me about that. She was like scared.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she thought you were 18 too because you told her so.
Yeah, I did. I only told her that because luckily she said her age first, so I couldn't say that. And I had just turned 16, so
Yeah.
it wasn't even like, I was turning 17 or whatever the case. But
Yeah, because in retrospect, looking back, because me interviewing Mom, this is like a little after Mom had her adventures in New York.
yeah,
And came back down.
yeah.
So she was just, I guess, ready to live life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get to that point, and she was hiding out, she's a vigilante. You know what I'm saying?
Basically,
Just-
she was telling me, it's like, what? You were in New York for like 3 months just living there? And
Yeah,
just
working.
doing an apartment, getting a job. And then when she did get found out, she was living with her aunt. She was working out in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Fozzie's mom.
Yeah.
And Bushwick, and it's in the jungle.
Yeah, I was like, of all people, looking at her now, I'm like, really?
Yeah, taking the subway and
Yeah, and then even when she came back in Florida, she was working in Lauderhill Mall and stuff like that. She was
Yeah.
walking home at night and stuff like that, and it was like, what?
yeah. So you'd be surprised,
Yeah.
what people go through and what they can handle.
But you met Mom when she was working at
at Three Sisters.
That ain't even a store no more.
Yeah, that was the name of the store, Three Sisters. And she was grilling me when I first got in, because I was with Titi. Because Titi actually, I was living with Titi at the time. Remember I was telling you I had a problem?
Yeah.
So I went with Titi to go to the mall. We were supposed to go to Coral Square Mall.
Right.
Because I had lined with some chicks that I was supposed to meet up over
Really?
there. I promise you. And then they got into an argument. Johnny and Titi got into an argument, which are like my parents.
Right, at that time.
At the time. And she said, I ain't going I'm going to Lauderhill. I was like, and this is like the most deadest place out of stores, period. The mall, it's not even, I don't even know why they call it a mall, but.
Yeah, because even when we went that one time, me and Mom talking about that, security guard got shot with his own gun.
Yeah.
Lauderhill Mall.
Yeah.
It was like, this isn't even a mall. This is just like, just closed down outlets.
Yeah.
Just like,
that's what, and if you see something in there, go and check it out on your own terms.
Exactly.
And, so yeah, we go over there, I go inside, see her by a rack. I'm staring at her, I'm trying to shoot a little smile, whatever, and she just frowned it on me. And then Johnny's like, well, let's go. I'm gonna go check out the shoes.
Right.
I said, all right. So I left, come back, and she's as bright as the sun. It's like, like today's time, she'd be bipolar for if you're looking at it.
Yeah.
If you was shitting, or now you're smiling. So I don't know. And I told Titi, I said, look, there she. I said, I told Titi, I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna
shoot your shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there. And she said, yeah, she's smiling, and she wouldn't stop. So I had went up to her and I was like, do you sell belts
I remember this.
in here? And your mom just started laughing. She was like, yeah, we sell belts. I'm like, men belts? You know, she was like, this is a woman's clothing store. And then we just went from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a genuine conversation to start off.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Nah. I've never seen the point of trying to, these guys that, running game, and that's.
Yeah.
I was raised by crazy women, so I heard them laugh at the shit amongst themselves.
That's always the scary part as a guy.
You
think you did well when you walk off.
No, most 80% of the time you fail.
Yeah.
You fail. I promise you. I grew up, and all my sisters are completely different. All your titis are completely different, and to hear them talk about boys, and and they're 7 years older than me, except Angie. So I'm young, but I'm picking up. I'm at their feet. And like, wow, man, you motherfuckers is just treacherous, man. Yeah. But it was cool. And it was the same thing like with her. It was just nothing. It was just, we talked. You know what I'm saying?
Just conversation.
And we talked for maybe like 5 hours.
Really, in the store?
That night. She said, give me a call. I said, mind you, I'm living with Titi and Johnny, but I'm doing me.
Yeah, I'm hustling.
Selling dope and, and
that's another big part of your life.
Yeah.
That played an important, well, not say important, but a big role.
Well, this is Abuela's world.
Yeah, Abuela's world.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's weird because on the other side is the other side of the street of the using people.
People you sell to, yeah.
So Abuela was one of the people that used.
Mm.
And Abuela was the one who supplied the user. So it was crazy.
It's a dynamic.
It was no meeting. It was no middle. It was just like this or that.
Right.
Literally, there was nothing in between but space and travel. That was it.
Right.
That was it. That was clarity to get from here to there.
Go back.
That little window
Yeah.
of space and time. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna do? Oh man, here we go. We're gonna.
Yeah.
I'm ready. And that was the clarity. But yeah, and then we hit it off, and then she found out I was 16 because we had got a place
together.
Yeah, we got a place right in Margate.
Right.
And she kept saying, we got to get married. We got to get married. I'm like, yo, I don't even know how to be a boyfriend, let alone a husband. What are you talking? And she was like, no, my mom and, meanwhile, they're always this, that, and the third. And I said, yo, I ain't getting married.
Right.
I don't even know what that means. You know what I'm saying? So we hit it off, and one day I was calling, Abuela called me. I don't know what we were arguing about. I said, yo, you gotta leave me alone, man. I'm only 16.
Oh.
Damn. And I hung the phone up, and your mother was sitting on the couch. And she was just like, what did you just say? I said, shit.
So it was a slip up.
Yeah, because if not, I would have been 40s
Yeah.
today. You know what I'm saying? According to her. But it was crazy. It was crazy. And then she stopped talking to me for about 2 weeks. She did.
Y'all still live with each other at the time?
Yeah. Yeah, we was then she went to Mima's, and it was funny. I was like, yo, man, I said, you weren't saying that shit the other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then I started like, yo, you ain't going to play with my mind and my emotions, you know what I'm saying? I know who I am, and
Yeah. We got this far type thing.
yeah, so don't trip.
Yeah.
And she then she, like, for a year, she just rolled me, you know, like, hey, we're going to go over here. You want to call your mom, get your permission slip so we can, yeah. But, yeah. And then that was hard to do sometimes, because then she was like, what do you do? You know, I was like, I sell dope.
Yeah, for money.
Yeah, I sell dope. And then my first job was J.C. Penney's.
Really? I didn't know this.
Furniture moving. Yeah, right here in Pompano.
How long that last?
For a while.
Yeah.
For a while. And out of nowhere, one night in the middle of the night, I got up about 3 in the morning.
Mm.
It was like, you want to get married?
Really? You said that. You popped the question.
Yeah. Out of my sleep. Like, I just got up. Like, she was laying there together. And I was like, you want to get married? She was like, what? Do you know what you're saying? For some reason, she was wide ass awake.
Yeah.
Well, probably because of the question. So I said, yeah, I know. She said, yeah. I said, all right, and went back to sleep. So the next day I got up. She was like, yo, you know what you told me yesterday? You asked me something. I said, no, I remember.
Yeah.
And she just smiled. She was like, all right, we're cool. And then we wound up getting married like a couple of months after. I got married, I was 17.
You had to have Abuela sign off on it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she had to sign off paper. And Abuelo didn't want to go. He didn't want to sign. He didn't even want to come.
Yeah.
And I think it was Abuela that was like, you know, like, because I know how she can get.
Abuela.
Yeah. And so it was like every time I came to this man, like, I would retract, you know? And I think this is why I'm so adamant about my children. Like, you okay? Everything cool? We all right? We good? Because I know that feeling. I still live with it.
Yeah.
And I would kill the world to not have that feeling with any of my children.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So it's important. But and he was like, yeah, I gotta work.
That's what he said.
That's exactly what he said. So I hung up the phone while I was sitting right next to me. She said, what happened? What did he say? He said he had to work.
Mm.
You know? And then like 2 days later, he was like, I'm coming.
Really?
Yeah, because I guess she put
She
pipe
got
in his
him.
ass. Like, hey, man, this is
Tighten up. Yeah.
this is your only son, and you think you can't fix another car on the fucking next Monday, you know? Because
Yeah.
come on. And I guess he showed up, and, you know, and this bastard told me something that he said, you see, if I didn't do what I did, you wouldn't be who you are.
Really? He tried
Yeah.
to put a spin on it,
Yeah, he said that.
like he was doing you a favor.
And then luckily my that was my bachelor party
Right.
with him.
With Abuelo?
Yeah. With him and Johnny, my cousin Johnny, with Titi's husband. And I remember sitting there like just I saw myself hitting him with the beer that I was drinking.
Right.
Like I saw that. And luckily, you know, when you put people around you that care and love you, they know your person.
And no one to step
So, hey, Johnny said, "Come on, hey, Nene, come on outside real quick." And he told me later after, he was like, "I seen you grip the bottle, and it went from here to here."
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't even know I did that. But so that was all subconscious.
Yeah,
And he would have kept talking, I just would have hit him.
At the bottom, yeah.
Yeah. So it was just weird. And that was my relationship with him. But Wella was always, she's always there with the animals.
The animals.
Yeah. They come with, man. So, but yeah, you know, we got together and then we got married. And it was cool. I learned a lot from your mom.
Yeah.
A whole lot. Very, very, very grateful to her for personal issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, you know, I've prior to her, love is, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, Mom, 17, 18, I don't fucking, you know what I'm saying? Because every time I go somewhere, I got to go.
Mm.
You dig what I mean? So it was like, home, what the fuck is home?
Yeah.
You know? Because I told me home is where you hang your hat at.
Right.
And this one says, don't hang it where you can't reach it.
Reach it.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you stuck in between this shit. Like, well, what does that mean?
Where do I go?
You know?
Thing, yeah.
So it's been like that. That's why Titi Boo Boo left
She went to the army and just
and never came back.
never came back. That's some G shit.
She left 17 years old.
Yeah. She never
When
came.
she signed up for the military, she just turned 18 and she was gone.
Yeah. That's some dope shit.
Yeah.
That's some pimp shit to do.
Yeah. She just didn't come back. She
Go
told me.
leave, fight a couple wars, and that's.
Yeah. And if you see her, you'd be like, nah, because she's probably one of the most educated ghetto ass ghetto.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But she's
intelligent.
She's intelligent, world traveled. You know, she's very
College,
disciplined.
high school graduate.
Yeah,
everything.
she's got 3 degrees.
Yeah.
3 bachelor degrees. And she did this while raising 2 children and working at UPS at night.
Yeah, by herself.
And now she has, you know, your Cherish is full-time school student in University of Tennessee. Calvin's about to get married, had his child, and
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Everyone's productive.
Yeah.
So these are the things we were afraid of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We were afraid that this was, you know, not gonna happen because a lot of the people we know got left to drugs. You know, when I say drugs, I mean like addicts, just where your whole life is
Revolving around that.
getting high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing on the planet not worth these children next to me except getting high.
Right.
And then you got other ones where, you know, they were the latter of the situation. They're the sellers of the drug.
Yeah.
Then you got people that don't want, like I was telling you about Brandon, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have the patience to sell drugs, so he just robbed drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? So it was like this was our world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there was nothing good. That's why I didn't trust white people.
Right.
Because the only white people I saw was the cops and the basers.
Right.
And both brought negativity to the house and the home because we, you know, it was coming out the house.
Mm-hmm.
So, and for the most part, a lot of the people that I grew up with, both sides, learned all this shit in the street. I learned it in that kitchen table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was in the home.
Yeah, it was. I knew how to deal with it because I knew I had it there.
Yeah. Waiting for you at home.
Yeah. So it was, you know, it was. I just wanted to keep my mind at peace. Yeah. That's why for the longest, all I want to do is I want to be happy.
Right.
I want to have peace. That's it. Like, so when we grew up, someone that's 15, 16, they're 40 years old.
Mentally.
Yeah. So you could be like, yo, I'm tired.
Yeah.
How you tired at 16? Bitch, you know how many people I got shot, killed, how many people I went to go visit a jail, girls I've seen got pregnant,
Yeah.
You know, it's just shit that adults don't deal with.
Accelerates.
Yeah.
Life accelerates you in those kind of conditions.
So then how do you trust people?
Yeah.
Because everybody that come with a smile come with a scam and a plan.
Mm.
And you want something. And, you know, I didn't call you to come to me. You came to me. So what the fuck are you
What are you trying to do?
Are you looking at, and
Yeah.
your mother taught me how not to be that way. I promise you. She did. She taught me how to accept love.
From people.
Yeah, she did. And may her Lord, reward her for that.
Mm.
Because prior to that
It wasn't happening.
nah.
So what would you say was overall experience for you for selling? Because how long have you been doing it overall?
Since I was 15,
15.
man, just off and on, and then sometimes it was just all day.
Right.
It wasn't nothing other than that.
It was just for you. How were you doing it mostly? Was it an economic thing?
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Something I've started to learn. That's something you told me before. Is we have hustling in our blood. I didn't really get that till I got to college, and I was like, I need to make money.
Yeah.
And I started making Lucy and all this other stuff, but stuff I never really see myself doing. But it was like
it's in our DNA. And see, this is the thing I tell people too. There's a difference between a hustler is not necessarily a drug dealer. A hustler is someone who can take anything and sell it.
Right.
With purpose or no purpose.
Right.
Can take nothing and make something out of it.
Yeah, make a silver spoon out of plastic type.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what I got out of from Abuela and her life.
Right.
In raising us, like bringing us into her world. So that's why I was so adamant about you guys being children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
being kids going to play.
Just and seeing you and Tyreek in your own room and just being children. I'd get emotional. You get what I'm saying? So it's you like, what happened?
Yeah.
So I get angry with her sometimes too, because I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you take that from me? But that it correlates with not telling people what's wrong.
What's wrong? You just hold on to it.
You get what I'm saying? So, and it certain things
set you off.
Yeah, I remember. Did you ask Jackie? I remember one day when we was living in Orlando, we had just dropped you guys off, and we were coming back, and Jackie was eating food that Jolie had gave her, and I felt like I was 9 again.
Really?
And I was mad. I was crying. I was just angry.
Right.
And all I remember is hearing, well, I drunk, eating food, and I can hear the smack. And I promise you, I smelt the whiskey, everything, from hearing her eat the way I would sound when she ate, when she drank. And it took me there.
Yeah.
I literally smelled whiskey, and there's no alcohol nowhere in my house.
Right.
And I was just aggravated and hurt, and I'm like, wow, man. And you think these things are gone. But
scars.
That's all. Like I told you yesterday, that's what they are. And you'd be like, damn, I remember that, man. I remember that. And we get it from her. She'll call us 2, 3 in the morning crying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, da. But that's the humility in her.
Right.
That's the human being in her. So I don't get that from your grandfather.
No, there is no remorse.
There is no apology. There's none of that,
Because he still feels he was a great father, right?
Oh, yeah. 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 He swears on it.
Yeah.
So I can't do it. I can't do it. So I again, your abuela, he call you dad. Don't forget the if
Yeah.
not, I wouldn't even. You know, I mean, I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't bother.
I wouldn't bother. You know, I wouldn't bother. But you know, it's crazy. But outside of it, it started off as a money thing.
Mm.
First, it was like, you know, everybody's here doing this shit.
Right.
You know, and we're living in a time where you sold drugs on the corner, not too far from where you live,
Mm.
and people roll up, and it's talking like that. So, and this is the, and I mean, I grew up in the crack era.
Right.
You know what I'm
was
saying?
big. Yeah.
So it was like I seen the effect of well, I working 2 jobs and we got a couch and you know that's it.
That's all you got. Yeah.
Then a week later we got cable
Yeah.
and furniture and you know Titi Boo Boo Mamita got gold on and
Mm.
and well I was just she's it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, there's wealth behind this. This money. Okay, then you could do more stuff. This
Yeah.
is me at that age thinking now you could do stuff.
Mm.
So I'm assimilating this to being able.
Progress. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then everybody that I met, you've met some of them. All the men I knew then, they were all they were all big dope dealers.
Yeah.
So these are my superheroes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And these people carry, you know, $10,000, $20,000 in their pocket and got a, you know, $50,000 watch on and just and wouldn't hesitate to help. That
Right.
was the cool part. It
was
it was help.
It's for the community.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, I dig, yo, this is dope. Cause now I don't see my mother stressing.
Mm.
And that was when the word need became a 4-letter word to me, early age.
Really.
Like it rocks the pit of my stomach. It's in a weird motivational way.
Because you don't want to need nothing. Or anyone else need anything.
No, that shit drive me crazy.
Gotcha.
You know, and I used to see Well out sitting there drinking and bills all over the table and then I remember she hit me one day. And I said, Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? And then she slapped me in the face and I could taste the whiskey.
In her hands.
And I said, damn, man, why you hit me for? And she said, I need to get all this shit out of here. I need these bills to get paid. And from that day, I hated that word.
Need.
Yeah. I would kill need all day. I'll shoot the shit out of it. Want, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
But you put need in front of something, I don't know, it just puts me in a real bad place.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
But yeah, that was it. Just, you know, you start off and you it's not till you get a little older. You know, I got a little older and I realized there's weight behind me doing this.
Yeah. That's something that I always kind of thought of growing up.
Not just the money, because it's there.
It's there.
And I remember hearing people, these older people, my elders saying, you know, it's fuck money. What the fuck is money?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? That's how we eat it. You know, he said,
Yeah.
no, that's not how you eat. And they, you know, so they're giving me jewels. It was like, no, the money is everywhere.
Yeah.
You can go get a job. You go wash cars. You pump the gas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just young, you know, at 8 and 9 years old, pumping gas for $1. Let me pump
Yeah.
pump gas for $1. But, yeah, they say, well, you know, just it's the weight behind it. Because now it's like, now I have people who are listening to me
Right.
and want to come to my aid. I'm not talking about my tribe. I'm talking about the people outside that village. Like, oh, yo, can I get down? You need any help? Hey, I know there's people, and now it's a constant. But it's not real.
No.
But in the beginning, it feels real. Because now you just got to adjust. There's levels. You got to adjust it. You figured out the mechanics of it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is how it works. I re-up, I pick up, I get the buy, I make money off the flip. I just take you go through the mechanics, and then you learn the part of that, and then you get to the point where you have to learn what's real and what's not. And because the more that you have, the more people are coming. And then in the same instance, people around you are leaving.
Right.
The closest ones to you are leaving. Because they're like, yo, I don't dig how you changing. But it's the influence on the outside that's changing you inside. And as long as that money's there, or you have something that they need or want, shit, it's automatic. Then your ego starts
going,
and you're like, yo, I can, and then you'll go through that.
Yeah.
So then what happens is you become egotistical. Now you're not safe. You're not being secure and safe, because now you're getting sloppy.
Yeah.
Because you feel these people respect and love you, and then you get robbed.
Right.
Or people get killed because they've been preying on you
and waiting
for you to slide.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Prey.
Yeah, Prey. So now you're just like, the fuck just happened? So then these things you got to go through to realize, okay, this ain't about the lifestyle, because there's two of it. There's a lifestyle, the whole show, and what you have, what you don't, the pull of it. I can get this chick or that dude. I can get him to do anything. Or you just trying to make money.
Make money.
You can't make both. They don't work that way. It doesn't. There ain't no Robin Hood to this shit. No. You know what I'm saying? I have to leave my conscience at home because I'm killing people, and I'm helping people kill themselves, or I'm taking food off somebody's table to put steak on mine.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So you can't be morally right doing this.
Doing it, yeah.
And then also depends on, what are you selling?
Yeah.
Trees is trees. I mean, it's just the government's selling trees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like when you get into hard drugs, then it's a reality of what you're doing.
Yeah, what are you doing to other people?
Yeah.
Community.
You know what I'm saying? And you're tearing up you're helping tearing up somebody's household. You know what I'm saying? And I know that because that's what happened to ours at Wellhouse House. Drugs is what infiltrated our home. Money is what kept us focused. You know what I'm saying? And the hustle kept us together. That was there was no the emotion was in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard somebody tell me, it's crazy, this shit. You shoot out of fear. I'm gonna kill you out of aggression.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole nother.
You get what I'm saying?
Mentality.
So it's different.
Yeah.
It's different. So this is the world. So I'm getting all these weird jewels and these understandings and messages dropped and whatnot, and I'm between the ages of like 7 and 12.
Just heavy shit.
Yeah. And then seeing people get stabbed and cut up in our house. You know what I'm saying? And physically, like touching the blood and just, and then again, that was my Wellhouse favorite. Get in the room, because it just went down.
Gotcha.
And it was a lot. It was a lot, but so now all that I just gave you, then I'm back to Wellhouse House,
right,
where none of this shit is seen.
None of it applies.
None of it.
So how did that integrate to you living with mom and like that lifestyle, being married and things like that?
I said I was gonna do this different.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, to myself.
Yeah.
To myself. I said I'm gonna do this different, because then I know people. I know some of the elders who are still here, and they're multi-millionaires, legitimately now, on some, Joe Kennedy bootlegging, and now the money's clean type stuff. So I know people like this. So I'm like, I'm watching, having conversations with these people, and this is why I was never into jewelry.
Yeah.
Never into none of this shit. Like it wouldn't apply. So And I told her, I said, this is how I'm going to do this. This is how I'm going to do this. And this was periodic throughout us together. Because I always try to keep my ear outside. And if I see something that I think is promising,
Yeah.
and if it ain't tied down, it's gone.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a way to make money out of it.
Hustle mentality.
Yeah, you know, we just got to figure this shit out. And
So that brings the question for me, because Alabama,
uh,
I know that was a big change.
oh yeah,
overall.
this place
When I was
was.
talking to about mom, she said we should never left Alabama.
Remember I told you that.
Yeah,
I
you
told,
said that a lot,
yeah,
too.
I should have never left. I should have never left.
Because we went to Alabama for
2000. We went 2002.
right, and why did we go to Alabama?
We went there because things were bad here.
That's what mom said too, something along those lines.
Yeah, things were bad here. And I said, well, let's go. Let's hit it. And we packed up a truck and came to Wella's house for the night to sleep and just left. That was it.
That was it.
That was it. We went to Grandpa's house and we went looking found a place. Then we moved in and we started there. And I remember I hated this shit.
Really?
At first, because it was just so,
Slow living.
I was like, oh my God, this is a culture and just the lack of and da-da-da-da-da. And then I'd say about a year, not even about a year, about 6 months. Yeah, about a year. I'm sitting in the living room watching KOS,
Yeah.
the video,
Superstar.
and I don't know what happened after that. I honestly, I couldn't tell you. Like, I don't know what was subliminally inside the video.
Yeah, 'cause that's just a bunch of breakdancing. and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
or where I was at, and I'll keep that to my heart till I go home. That's what happened.
That's what.
Cause right after that, I had called your mom and said, "Yo, I want to be Muslim."
Yeah. Because mom wasn't practicing, but she
Nah.
was. She was from family.
Yeah, you know, and I've been around Islam and Muslims, 5%ers, and you know, but not so deliberate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally, as soon as he, ding ding ding, that was it. I was like, yo, what the? And I was feeling like ridiculous. I was feeling like vibrant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was feeling really, really good. And she was like, well, I don't know. She was at work. I was like, I don't know. What are you going to? I said, well, let me get off the phone.
Yeah.
And I'm looking through a phone book
Really.
to try to find a masjid. And I don't find a masjid. I find a church. So I
Okay.
find a church, call a church. I say, I'm looking to find a masjid. And I'm telling everybody, I want to be Muslim.
Yeah.
And she was probably like, I don't, you know, but she wasn't. She gave me the number to the masjid in Homewood.
Really.
And then I called, and then I went down there, got the address and went down there. I don't know what was going on.
You just knew you wanted to go.
I just know this has to happen now. And then the sister, I forgot her name. She gave me Abdus Salam's number, his beeper number. Yeah. So I go home, beep him. He calls me back. He was like, so, what do you want to do? I said, I want to become Muslim. He was like, you don't want to? I said, I want to become Muslim.
Really.
And he was like, okay. He said, well, meet me for Fajr tomorrow. I said, go. He said, go where you went today at about 5 in the morning. I said, all right. So mind you, it's in the hood.
Yeah.
And like it's like up on this little weird, but as you're going up, it's symptoms of you know. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, this dude's gonna try to get me or something. Like, I'm back because I'm still there.
And mentality wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still there. And I come down, I see him walking, and he said, "Come inside because we gotta wash before we go inside."
wudu.
I said, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I'm watching him make wudu. I make wudu, and then we go inside, and he's like, "Yeah, take your shoes off right here, and just sit right here for a minute." I said, "Okay," but I felt safe with him.
Comfortable.
Like when I seen his face, I don't.
No ill intent was behind it.
Yeah, I see Ma.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I see Ma. Like I got you.
Mm.
And if it's fucked up, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's how I felt with him. And he calls the adhan. And I remember like just feeling like, wow, I don't know what you just said.
Right.
And he called and I was crying, like literally crying. And he wiped my tears off my face. He said, "You all right?"
Yeah.
I said, "Brother, I don't know what you just said, but it was beautiful."
Yeah.
And I remember putting my head down and he pulled it back up. He said, "No, this is for you." So the first thing I wanted to learn by definition was,
Yeah. Then.
yeah, because that's what, it was a knife pulled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can explain it. It was a knife pulled out. It was like the piece just fell on me, man. And I said, "This is it."
Right.
And then Suleiman and Maher and Abdul Hakim came, Brother Rashid, and the people that I met was just, it was scary.
A whole nother level.
Oh, it was scary.
Yeah.
But it was a blessing. It was a blessing. So I was fortunate to experience that with sincerity.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't
No like schemes or like.
nah, and it wasn't on some neighborhood shit like, yo, it was none of that.
It was brotherhood. Yeah.
It was, and that part I miss.
The community.
Yeah, that I miss because you need, and I get why the Prophet, peace be upon him, he says he was my companion, Abu Bakr, and no one else, because you need that.
Sahaba.
You
Yeah.
need it. You need that one person that when everything else is upside down and the shit is just, I got you.
Yeah.
And it's not about money or position or what you can do for me, what I can do for you. It was just, it's ikhlas, it's sincerity.
Mm-hmm. In its full extent.
It's you can't pay for that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come with a price. It's just, it's what it is. So I felt that for the first, not even with my family. It's like, yo, this shit's crazy. And your mom knew. Mom, she was just happy. She was like, "You're here."
Yeah. We were looking for that piece.
Yeah. And I was like, "I'm gonna give it to you," because she was like 3 years old at the time. I said, "I'm gonna give it to you."
That's when I got my name right around that time.
Yeah, we was at the masjid, and you had this habit of taking off your clothes for some reason, and you were running around, and Abdus and Abdulillah was like, "This is Ali." I said, "Who?" And I'm learning this religion, and your mother's learning with me.
Yeah, because she was Muslim the whole time, but she
Yeah.
never practiced.
And he said, "No, he was the youngest Muslim. He was the cousin of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and he was the youngest warrior." He said, "That's him. Look at him. He's just running around with no clothes on, you know." And I found a safe haven, and I never left the masjid. Like I couldn't wait for Fajr.
Really, just to go there.
and go and sit and I would learn Quran with Suleiman, and then I learn fiqh and Sharia with Uncle Umar,
Yeah.
and then I learned Dalil, the knowledge coming from um, Rashid
Mm-hmm.
and Uncle Hakeem, and it just and Abdus just overseen it, and he was like, he seemed to come kind of conversations would come across, and he'd be like, "This, Assalamu alaikum, brother,"
Mm-hmm.
and he kept me safe from just
Well, which you didn't need to see at that
yeah, or
point.
didn't need to do, and he was just
Yeah.
like, learn Tawheed. That was it for like
Tawheed.
2-3 years. All these books was just about Tawheed. And
How would you describe Tawheed, just for anyone listening?
Tawheed is the oneness of, it's the principle of monotheism is just believing in and worshiping one deity.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's levels of Tawheed Rubiya and Tawheed al-Masifat. It's the attributes
Mm.
of why you should worship this God, and then the lordship, his position over you, why so it's 3 levels in the sense. And I knew all of this like I knew my name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I heard different things, like, nah, brother, that ain't that.
Ain't it?
So Abdus told me, he said, I'm gonna give you the name Hamza. And he said, because this was the prophet's uncle.
Mm.
And he said, you read about him. He said Hamza would walk into the room and it would change. Good or bad. He said,
Yeah.
because in the beginning all he liked to do was drink, hunt, and screw.
Yeah.
That was it.
His energy, his presence was that strong.
Yeah, his demeanor was just his energy. So he said, that's why I want to give you, because when you come in, brother, you come in with an energy and it takes the room. So you're going to be Amir Hamza. I took Amir from Grandpa,
Really?
because that was his name, Muslim name.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what happened there. So it was a good place. It was the only other place in time in my life was you and your brother and sister being born.
Mm.
That moment. Other than
It
that,
was Alabama all the way.
yeah.
'Cause I always remember Alabama being a good place. I don't have any bad memories besides like
Me either.
the preschool. Other than that,
Yeah, and it was, and I got it from Abdus. He said, always tell me. He said, you don't want halal problems. He said, you want halal problems, not haram problems.
Right.
And I'm like, what is that? Problems are problem. He said, no, brother, you not being able to pay for your bills is a halal problem because you're working and you're just trying to get you want these problems. It keeps you sane, keeps you focused. He said, but you don't want halal problems where you can pay those bills with the drugs that you sell.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He was a monster. He was a monster. Because by trade, he was a psychologist.
Yeah. Well, everyone that whole community.
Yeah, was educated.
intelligent,
Yeah, educated.
around the world.
And you wouldn't know,
Speak different languages. all kinds of
Uncle Omar spoke 8 languages.
Yeah. It
And
was like
fluent. Like how he come after Salat the Jum'ah, and he'd break down the khutbah
to different brothers.
to
And
different
languages.
brothers in different languages. And
Yeah,
it
it
was
was places
just-
like New Timbuktu. It was
yeah,
crazy.
it was ridiculous. And we had an opportunity to make good there. The community was involved with it. Then they were paying us to cook for walimas and you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, wedding receptions and shit. And then Ashfar was like, what are you about thinking about maybe opening a restaurant and we can get you the
community,
loan
yeah.
and do for the community. And then his other brother his brother owned a meat store, was like, listen, I want to buy a tow truck company. I want you to drive. It'll be 3-part business. A third, you get a third, I get a third, and the other third goes to the business. I was like, mind you, I met him twice,
Right.
so
The
it
community was
was
that
like,
strong.
wow,
over
yeah,
there.
it was just like, no, this brother, and the next thing you know, this really wealthy brother sponsored me to go make Hajj.
Really? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and I missed it because my passport was late.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
I never knew that.
yeah. Yeah, he was, because Ashfar was like, ask your mom. I was like, yo, I'm gonna make Hajj. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm excited. I'm going through it.
That's the trip of trips right
And
there.
he said if I could figure everything out for the next 2 weeks, because it's gonna be
Yeah.
a 2-week trip. And your mom's like, yeah, we'll figure this out, you know. And then
Yeah.
I told Grandpa, he was like, oh yeah, well, you know, and then Andy was like, oh, just da-da-da. So everybody was on board. It's
Yeah.
just, it was, you know, it was timing more or less. But the community was dope.
Yeah.
And we was getting ready to buy something, and we seen this 4-acre, 5-acre land with this double wide, and this man had farm equipment and slaughtering, like a
Yeah.
little, almost like a warehouse type. And because he used to hunt, so he built it,
Just to
to address
butcher and
all the
stuff.
animals
Yeah.
and whatnot. And I said, we could do this. And Omar had taught me how to halal and slaughter, Uncle Omar. So then Ashfar was like, oh, I heard you was thinking about buying whatever and have farmland. You could do Karbani. You know, this is when, you know, every man who's able is to slaughter something. He said, you could do this right
Yeah.
here on the farm.
Just
So it
want-
was like,
want
yeah,
their
it was,
business.
yeah, and we was gonna do it, and then, Mima got sick apparently.
I heard. Mom said she took some kind of like infomercial evangelic drug
Yeah.
thing and it got killed her almost.
Almost killed her kidneys, and then when we get down here,
She's fine.
she's stronger than me and you,
Yeah.
and I was mad because now I'm here.
Back where you just left.
You dig what I'm
After you
saying? And
established
I
yourself.
didn't come back. We didn't come back and visit for maybe 2-3 years.
Oh, y'all's just gone.
Yeah, I'm like, and I remember, well, I tell you, I'm like, I'm not coming down there.
Yeah.
And I remember Ab just telling me, you ready? I said, no. And then the thing that was the blessing was Uncle Umar. I started working with him, and he started teaching me. He said 3 hours out of our work day, we're going to study.
Yeah, because y'all used to sell
Yeah.
clothing and stuff
Clothing,
like that.
and he
oil
said-
and shea butter.
And he said, I want you to, his words, exact word, he said, I want you to take your dealing mentality and keep it. But I'm going to give you a different product to
He was
sell.
fostering what you
Yeah.
had already.
Yeah. So then he showed me in the Quran where Allah says that if you replace something haram with something halal, that I'll make it better. And he said, this is what we're going to do, but I'm going to teach you how to be a merchant.
You feel like that was happening when you were in Alabama?
Yeah.
I think things were
Yeah.
going better than
10 times
10
over.
times better.
10 times over. This was the best part of my life
Alabama.
to this day. Best part of my life. And
Yes.
there was nothing wrong morally.
Morally.
You get what I'm saying? So I come out of a cesspool.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, but it is. It's an emotional, rotting pool. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the same, you know, somebody loves you with blood on their hand as they wiped your face.
Yeah.
It's tainted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's different when it's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let
It's
a bird
supposed to
fly. Let it be what it is. So if you gotta finagle it to make it sound sweet, then
Yeah.
it's a lie. The truth is out.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
there.
you don't gotta explain it. It's just what it is.
Just explain
Water's
itself.
wet, bitch.
Yeah.
You feel it? So it wasn't that there. It was almost like a utopia. And then I wasn't looking to make things. And what Umar did, he fulfilled that hole that I had in my heart from selling drugs. So that drive,
Was just replaced with something that
I'm selling throwback jerseys. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm slinging these shits like all over Alabama, Kentucky, driving all over the place.
Yeah.
And making money, like making legitimate money, like making money. And it was just, it's halal. And in between that, we pray.
Yeah.
He didn't care where we were at. You know what I'm saying? He was like, if this is who you are, then this is who you are. He told me, if you sold drugs on the corner, you told me, why you can't pray?
Yeah, that's some heavy shit.
Oof. I was like, damn, get the mat.
Yeah.
You know, and it was on after that. It was on. It was a whole different feeling of, and then I learned maruha, like spiritual manhood. Like, this is what this shit is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with chauvinistic ideas and I'm the man, you the one. It was just, no.
How would you define that?
I find what?
Maruha.
Spiritual manhood. I would explain it as it's a feeling of security in one's person as a man, right? So, like when maybe it's different for all, but for me, it's like when I cook something for my family, right? It's one thing, but it's another thing for me to buy them food that I'm cooking for my family. And then it's another thing for buying the food, cooking the food, eating the food on the table that I bought. You get what I'm saying? And then it's it's like a snowflake turned into an avalanche. It's a spiritual reward. Like you find honor and peace and serenity in taking care of your tribe.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you stand.
It's the wholeness of what you're supposed to do. And
Yeah. It's not, and you don't want credit for it.
No. Just the action's enough.
Just to see you eating is my reward.
Right.
See the smile on your face, I got you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's it. That's a trophy in itself. You know, and then you could apply that. And I tried to taint that by, selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm providing this for them. But this is what I call corrupted wisdom. Is that you try to, you're making the truth untruthful.
Yeah, you're twisting it.
You get what I'm saying? It's still the truth. You're providing, but again, like Abdus said, well, these are haram problems. So, but for me, spiritual manhood it's a reward internally. Like the only way I can you have to feel it. You have to feel that.
To know exactly.
And like I was told, man will respect a man because he is one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to
question what you are.
I got to pull out accolades and lay my dick down my leg and look. No, it's just, we see each other and a fisherman recognizes a fisherman. I see the traits and how he carries, what he's saying, what he's doing. So it's instant, and it's the same when it's not.
Right.
Look at this sorry motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It kicks because it's one of these. It's something that you have because it's in you. And then some of us learn this. So think about how hard that is to learn that with no man around.
Yeah. There's no way to pull the attributes of those qualities.
You get what I'm saying? You're pulling it from a woman. And your mother and your sisters, and you're like, they don't see it that way. Because a woman, I cook for you, I clean for you, What I look like saying that? That's my gig.
Yeah.
You see the difference? Because first thing Jackie said, I wash your clothes and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? I don't even know what to say after that.
Yeah, because you can't really say nothing.
I'm like, what do you want me to say about that? So you can't pull that. You can't. It's like not that you couldn't have qualities, good qualities, but it's not the same.
No.
You get what I'm saying? It's a house cat and a jaguar.
Yes. You can't equate it on the same plane.
You can't.
Can't teach him how to hunt.
You can't.
No.
He's chasing yarns of balls. This thing's chasing physical flesh
Yeah.
and eating it so it can survive. So it's two different animals.
Mm.
Same, family in the sense of,
What's his goal? But
yeah, the premise and the purpose, but
the attributes and
nah,
the execution is different.
completely. So,
How would you describe your experience as a father?
I feel it's been a blessing. And it's been like the best thing and the scariest thing and the coolest thing and the hardest thing and the easiest thing to have been placed in my hand. Fuck everything else. That's all.
That's all that encompasses
That's it.
you being a father.
That's it. Like the dude was saying yesterday
Yeah.
outside, it was like, you can have your girl, but it's different level.
Mm.
Like you didn't ask to be here.
Right.
And one way or the other, I called you here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I called your brother, and I called you for your sister. So this is my right and duty. There ain't no, hey man, no, no. And if you don't feel like that on a daily, then you have these holes where the children don't know who their parents are, even with them living in the house.
Same house. Yeah.
I know that.
That feeling.
You know what I'm saying? And I know I lived with a man for 5-6 years and don't know him no more than I know that lady in that laundry rack.
Yeah. It's just.
You know what I'm saying?
changed.
So, and I don't keep it. I don't play with it.
The job.
No, I don't play with it. And sometimes I fall short, and sometimes but that's I have to eat that.
Right.
And like I say, drink it with a glass of dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and that's hard. It's hard because you want like in my case, I know what shitty is.
Mm.
I know what bad is. I know what pain feel like from the inside and pour it out of you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want those feelings on my babies.
No, you don't want
No.
nothing near that.
No. And I'd fucking murder your best friend. Your best friend.
My best friend.
To keep that from not happening. You know what I'm saying? And then you become like, well, you know what? I'll sacrifice for the greater good. So if I gotta play in this mud with these pigs, so you can have a Roman tub,
Yeah.
and I'm cool. I'm cool because I called you here. That's like you inviting someone to eat and wondering why they didn't bring nothing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I
How
call
it
you
works.
here. That's my gig.
Mm.
That's my gig. That's how I've always seen it. You didn't ask to be here. I called you here, and you came. So I got to oblige to you from front to back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if I got to be discomfort and you being comfortable, so this is what it is.
Yeah. It's a process.
Yeah, there's nothing to think about.
It's just you do it on instinct.
That's all, and that's how I see it. That's how it's just it's a reward system. So it's weird as and to connect to your maruja is that it's these simple things
Mm-hmm.
that just make you feel good. Like when I see you be who you are.
As a person, as an individual.
Get what I'm saying? And it's just like, man, this shit does work. You know what I'm saying? You can be whole. You can do this. But you gotta not. But that means you can't.
Mm-hmm.
That means I can't be whole.
for the sake of your children.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm just, fuck it. I'm gonna get this piece of wood and put it in my mouth and bite down on this shit and just, because I need them to be okay.
Right.
They need to be better. You know what I'm saying? So then when I see your brother and Layla, and you know, it's that's what that is. And it doesn't stop.
It's constant.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't. And it shouldn't.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't. Because it's 360, just comes right back.
Yeah.
Now I'm in Pampers and you trying to figure out, Dad,
Yeah.
don't shit in my hand. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's 360, but
That's
it's
something I always appreciate about growing up. I feel like me and you always had a close verbal.
Oh yeah.
Because our relationship's never been based on like activities or like let's go
Nah.
play catch or
It was dialogue.
let's go fishing. We go fishing and stuff, but it's never been. That's not the pinnacle of what we are.
No, it's based on dialogue.
Yeah.
It's emotion, and it's. I tell people all the time. I said, if you talk to your children, can hold them without holding them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
That's something I always found, like, me personally getting older and growing up and meeting people and doing my own thing. Is like, people talk about their own parents. They're like, yeah, I can't talk to my parents, can't talk to my mom, can't talk to my dad. It's like, yeah, I kind of get that sometimes, me and mom, we butt heads and
yeah,
every now me and you get into something, but it's never been like, no, I can't talk to them at all. Like,
no,
people.
no.
Anything goes wrong, first person I go talk to is you.
Yeah, and
Not
that's
you, then it's mom.
and it's
You know?
and it's that, because that's the tree.
Yeah, it's always been like, it's been a constant. Even with mom, it's gotten a lot better where I can sit down and do something like this,
Yeah,
and have heavy conversation, have something worth weight,
yeah,
and speak upon it, not having to like worry about her pulling any punches or like
yeah,
trying to hold my hand or even trying to hide anything from me, because we passed that point now
yeah.
where everything's just what it is, and we're just two adults talking now.
Yeah, then like I said, we two men shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And now we share qualities as men do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So you got bills, you work, you're trying to progress, you're trying to do better, and so now I can relate. Now we can relate a little bit more on a male, on a human level, because prior to that, you're my son.
Right.
And these areas, there is no option in choices. This is it. And then when you get to that point now, is, we can become companions.
Yeah.
Because you are mine.
Absolutely.
You are mine.
Same.
So
I say it all the time. You're my Sahaba.
you are. Wallahi, you are. And you know how I'm particular with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? So, and none of those people combined can sit where you sit. Not in my heart and mind.
Nah, me neither. No.
Not at all. So, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
That's why I start off the podcast, talk to you a little too much, because name always comes out of my mouth constantly.
You too. You too. You're the new patriarch. Cause my back is getting hurt, man. My back is hurt, man. I don't mind it. It's still silver on the back, but it's a little crunchy. But yeah, and I look. That's why I honestly love the concept of communal and tribal living.
Absolutely.
Because
as a people, we need it.
Because we can grow in all this pain and suffering and lack of understanding and misinformation, and everyone has a job. You get what I'm saying? So, and you learn from one another and build on that. And then if you want to hunt but can't, go sharpen my blade.
Exactly. It's like,
You get what I'm saying? Play your part.
there was a line I wrote in that piece I sent you. What was it? What was it? I don't remember what I titled it, but there was a line I wrote. It was tired of watching us split fractions, so we're gonna split the pain or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is true, because we're too busy trying to get ours instead of trying to get what's
Gets
ours
pulled.
as collectively.
And I have a mantra that I've kept to my heart. It's what's good for the tribe, not the individual.
Right.
Let's move as a village, and then we can build a nation. But we got to keep. Everyone has to be on the same page. And
Absolutely.
You're not gonna get everything right now.
No.
It's not your time. And this person is a healer. So we have to take care of that person to make sure everyone else will be fine later. And this man hunts and he provides it. So let's all do, so you babies learn, find your niche
Yeah.
while we maintain this. This is you in college. Just
Right
go
now.
find your niche. Go find out what you good at and what you love to do and what vibrates on your spirit to make you,
Yeah.
feel it more.
College has been definitely an eye opener for sure.
I figured it would.
It's put a lot of what I've learned with you and Mom into play for sure.
I figured it would. Because I seen the people there and I'm like,
It's a different vibe.
yeah.
I'm starting to learn what crowd I sit in, and it's different from what the norm is.
Oh yeah, I'm not the particular. Yeah, I'm not. This is not me, and I know that with my people because I appreciate because the experiences that I've had with all the people that have come in front of me so far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and I've been blessed. Even in the bad day, I've been blessed. Cause I've sat with weird creatures, and with the intent to not let me leave.
Right. On some.
You know what I'm saying? And I left
Serious shit. Yeah.
with his regard in being okay.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is cake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, man, you crazy.
Yeah. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Especially like people I deal with on a daily up in Fort Myers. It's a whole nother level of what's a problem, what isn't a problem.
Yeah.
I've got a friend, cool guy all the way, but the smallest thing, something don't go right, he just shit goes to the wall. He doesn't know what to do. He's panicking. He's like, I don't know. It ruins his whole day. And I'm looking up sometimes like, listen, I fuck with you, but damn, man, you gotta relax.
Yeah.
It really ain't that deep. Like that's something that get fixed in like today. We can fix that today. Tomorrow we can fix anytime, but it ain't something for you to be distraught over.
Yeah, and there's people that who live that way.
Yeah, and lately I mentioned this in the podcast with Mom, the interview with Mom. It's like I've gone to this habit. I don't know if it's good or bad habit, where I look at people, I kind of scrutinize them a little harder. Where it's like, what's driving you? What makes you want to wake up every morning? What's pushing you to draw a breath right this
No,
minute?
this is by these what you just said. These are traits of leaders.
Right.
Because I need to know who's around me.
Yeah, 100%.
And what's gonna happen
If shit goes down.
and it could be something as light as you broke dishes on the floor to you crashed my car and now what am I gonna do? So I need to know who you are.
Yeah, I've gotten to this mentality where I'm like, I don't need friends.
No.
I need companions. I need people that walk with me or run with me or whatever.
Yeah, I have my companion, and I got a shit ton of brothers.
Exactly.
And and my Lord has not given me not one male figure biologically to fit that, but I have them. Cause I don't. A friend is.
Friends is a loose word.
It's. I don't know. It's for me. It's just.
It's played out, in my opinion.
It doesn't hold weight.
No, you can have a lot of friends, but friends ain't gonna do you that much good if you don't.
The way I can compare it to counterfeit money.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
You can't do shit with it, and then if you do and you get caught, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a problem. It's a problem. So no, I'm cool.
Yeah, I find myself looking at people more hard that way because I feel like for a good moment in my time in college, I was surrounding myself with people that were just not on the same pace as me, and I feel like I'm wasting my time. So now I'm like I'm I'm paying close attention to who's sitting next to me, who I let sit next to me.
But you didn't waste your time. You caught experience.
That's true too.
You sat with that demon.
Yeah.
And maybe at the time you didn't think it was, but you taught it how to sit.
Yeah.
And you sat with it, and you and you had enough sense to acknowledge or have clarity, be like, yo, this really ain't me.
Yeah, it's not my crowd.
You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, it's
nah.
not. I'm looking at people who actually have a reason to.
Yeah,
keep
you
pushing
need
and
to have a
doing shit.
purpose.
Yeah.
You want someone, steel sharpens steel.
100%,
So
yeah.
you want to be able to I want to grow. I want to build with you.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should feel almost like Suleiman told me. He said, "Be around the people who make you feel shame."
Really?
I said, "What?" This is the first thing he told me.
Really?
In Birmingham. He said, "Be around the people who make you feel shame." I said, "But what does that even mean?" Because everyone's talking in parables.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then Abdus told me, he said, because they wanted to keep you close. So they're just giving you little
bits and pieces.
because
It'll be too much to take all at once.
Yeah. So, but then he said later, he tells me, he said, because what happens if you're around people who make you conscious of your shame or what you do,
Right.
then you build on how great you think they are. And if they're doing good, well, where you're not, you'll learn from them. And then on the flip, these people will learn patience from you.
Right.
Because you're sitting around them long enough waiting to pull what you need from them. So everybody wins. He said, so just keep yourself around people that make you feel shame. And it's just the bluntness of it. It sounds like, damn. But
surround yourself people who you.
But but what it stands for, it has weight.
Absolutely,
so I gotta be, because then you conscious, because the fact that you have me being conscious of me,
of who you are and who you're being at that moment,
is a good thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Keeps you on your toes and where you need to be.
Because in reality, the only people that in life that you slow your roll and to be aware of your consciousness of being conscious are the people that you respect and love.
Right.
Because if not, I sit here and do all the shit that I'm afraid to do, but in front of these people.
Yeah.
So to you, I don't care.
It wouldn't even matter.
I throw up on you, you throw up on me. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I know when these people, I gotta get out of here, man.
Yeah.
You gotta go. So those are the people. Those are the people that you keep clear on, because then they make you feel that way because you're conscious of their opinion, what they say, what they do.
They're heavy in their presence.
Yeah, they bring, and they could be wrong or right.
Right.
But if they make you conscious of you being conscious, then this is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's for a minute, but just
keeps you where you need to be.
Yeah, definite. Because a room full of yes men
ain't doing no one any good.
Not at all.
In any kind of way. I'd love to go for longer, but my laptop's about to die.
Oh, okay.
So is there anything else you want to touch on before I end the show?
No, just this was cool. I'm really digging this. I remember we were talking about this for the longest to try to do something like this.
Yeah, this has been something.
Different topics, but we actually did it, so it's kind of cool. But I just want to say that I'm very proud of you, and you've become more of a man that I could ever be at the age that you at. So I know with your goal and drive, you're gonna be 50 times that. You're gonna be 50 times that and more. So I told you you're special for righteous reasons, and it's not because you're my son. It's just because as a man you are.
Yeah.
And I've been where 19 and no, I wasn't in your facility, let alone in front of you.
Right. Well, I didn't get here by myself,
But
that's all you and Mom, 100%.
And that's the fruit, that's the reward. Just this works. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and you are, and I'm very proud by, and may you keep building and destroying anything that's keeping you from building.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm good if you good.
I love you too.
You did the short version.
Yeah.
You did the short version.
100%. I wouldn't want anyone else right along with this other than you.
I appreciate that. That's the part. That's that part.
But yeah, I'm gonna end out the show. Maybe edit this. I'll send it out to you. Post it on the page.
Yeah.
Oh, I never told you the name of the company. I guess company quotation marks. It's Deadpan Projections Projects.
Deadpan Projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was. I really that name stuck on me. Deadpan, because it was like, you know what deadpan means in comedy. Deadpan's like the way you deliver a joke, where let's say you say it, but you say it with no delivery, no dress up. You just say it, stone cold, straight face.
Got you.
Deadpan.
Got you. Okay, just learned something new.
Yeah, I thought that was
That's dope.
an interesting way.
Yeah.
So it's just a metaphor, a little small metaphor for life, I guess.
Yeah.
A deadpan joke.
Yeah, that's dope. Definite.
Yeah, that's the third episode, I guess. I haven't really decided if I'm going to number these or catalog these in different ways, but when it comes to